So it's been 9 years for me in this business. Yes, yes. And I'm going to complete my 9th year next month. The last 9 years, to say the least, has been the most exciting time in life. And I'll tell you reasons. Number one, how many people, when they signed up, had actually no intention of signing up? They wanted to support their spouse. Huh? Anybody sitting here who said, you know what, I want to support my spouse, so I will start? I was one of them. When I saw the plan, I didn't understand anything. But my wife said, looks great, let's do it. It took me another 3 months when I sat in a training in the last part. And my upline, AVP Sachin, was doing a training. And I saw the numbers. I blew my mind. And let me give you a little brief. So I come from a place called Jabalpur in India, which is very, very small. Okay. And I grew up in that place, not knowing there is anything outside there. And when I went out, the only option I had was a job. And I did that for 13 years. And for 13 years, I did it with all my heart. What I was working, even today, a lot of you would give an arm and leg to get into that job. But in my head, there was a trade-off. The trade-off was that to get this, I have to give in the time, I have to give in my life. And I had made my mind that I will live like this. And for me, my life was at an end. Till the time I started this business. Now that was the first time when I said, I will do it. But you know what? There is something going on in my head, which I believe few of you all also would have. That I will do it one more day. What's the urgency? Is there any urgency to do it today? I have started the business. I will do it. Now let me tell you, this urgency, I never even thought that you should have. Till the time, this is after the business, I had started the business, and my wife was carrying our second son, and my wife's mom suddenly fell sick. By that time, I had quit my job as well because I thought I'll do this. So I was doing, in my head, I was doing everything right. I had quit my job, I was doing this 9 months in the business. And one day, we got a call that our mom is not well. The doctor called me because I was the only male member there. And they had no one to talk to. The doctor said, you know what? The kind of money that you're spending on her, it doesn't make sense. And we want you to take a practical decision. Because after this, the medicines that we need will be maybe another 1.5 times. The first response from me was, money is not an issue till the time I went to my ATM. The ATM told me my truth. And I didn't have the heart to go back in the hospital and tell the doctor that I can't afford. And my wife's sisters saw me there. And they said, you know what, you've done enough. You've done enough. Let it be. And believe me, I don't even want my worst enemy to be faced with this decision that your one signature will make the difference between life and death. Morning 10 o'clock, I signed the form. Afternoon 12 o'clock, she passed away. When I was sitting outside the hospital, I had no words to tell myself, and I had nothing to say to myself. All I thought was, what more could I have done? And my 13 years of my job, a grand designation, and came a point where I had to take this decision. In fact, everybody else who was there said, you made the right decision. But in my heart, I couldn't accept that it was the right decision. I don't think so. Anyone in this world has a decision to say this person will live or die. And I was sitting there with a blank look in my face, not knowing what to say next. Thank God I signed up in this business. And that is the day I took a call. That is the day I really decided that I'm going to build this. If you ask my uplines, they'll tell you I'm the most introvert guy. I'm a wrong choice for network marketing. I'm pathologically shy. Now I know a lot of you all are sitting here who signed up in the business. The question that I want you to ask is, do you want to wait like me? That when life will give you a lesson, and then you will take a decision. Because there's only two ways you learn. One, you learn by yourself. Second, life will teach you. You decide. You decide. Because until unless you can't decide that, you would just keep on telling, one more day, this problem, that problem, that problem. But the day you take that decision, and I actually started that day doing my business. Before that, I was doing something. The day I knew why I had to do this, that's the day the ownership, the urgency, everything can fall into place. Things happen in people's life. Question is, how do you take them? It could become a defining moment in your life, or it could become just another incident in your life. And then something will happen again. Something will happen again. And you will say, you know what, my luck is bad, this is bad, I don't know people. Something you will keep on saying. And believe me, when I was growing up, my mom always used to tell me that, you know what, you think too much, you want too much, one day you will end up in a wrong place. But you know what, I don't think so. It's a problem to ask for more. The problem is we get content with what we have, and then we put our own barricades there. My problem was I never, ever wanted to face this situation again. Now, question to you is, do you want to wake up when life teaches you? Or do you want to wake up today? Have you started the business? Or are you waiting for something to start? Have you faced rejections? Normal. Has anybody said no to you? Normal. Has anybody criticized your business? Normal. Because you're trying to aim for something which people usually don't aim for. It's very simple. $1 million a year is not pocket change. Most of us would have never seen these many digits in a bank account. But it will not fall from up. It will just not fall from there because you signed up. It will start coming in once you take the decision and start putting in the hard work. So yes, the first step, you signed up, you came to VCon, you are very high. But what are you going to do now is what is going to define. One day my mom called me and she said, what kind of business you started when you can't even pay your child's fees? I told my mom only one thing, don't criticize my business, it's going to change my life. And if my kids and if my family are going to get that life, then they will also have to go through the journey because they're part of my life. If they're going to get the benefits, then they will have to cross this also. So when you go to your uplines crying, ask yourself, why are you crying? Why? You crying because what you want is small, or you crying because the journey is difficult? My upline AVP Sachin, one of the times I was very, very down. Nothing was moving for me. I wasn't just making money. And I still remember that night. In the morning I had messaged him that I want to talk. He was in UAE. He flew down the same night just to have a discussion with me. And I still remember that line he said. He said, Diggy, people don't suicide because the journey is difficult. People suicide because they don't see the way. Have you seen the way? I said, yes, I've seen the way. Question to you, have you seen the way? So why is it painful? Why is it difficult? And me, this business will come back to you in ways you can't even think of. My second reason to do this business was because a lot of people said, this cannot happen. That was my second reason. They said, this cannot happen. My question is, when somebody says this to you, do you think they are more educated? Do you think they have more experience? I never thought so. I said, I can do this. You know why? Because I started it. Because years later, when I'll meet them, I look into their eyes and I'll say, it worked. You know why? Because I started it. दम है ना तो करके दिखाना पड़ेगा. There is only one way to do it, and that you keep doing it. Until when? Till the time you become successful. It's not about who's going fast, who's going slow, whether somebody is maxed out or somebody is not maxed out. The question is, are you still doing it? Do you still have it in you? Third reason I'll tell you why I am still here. In every country, in every religion, there's a vow when you get married, yes? As a man or a woman, you take a vow. As a man, you say, I vow to take care of you. Correct or not? How? According to your budget? Question is, for me, at least it was, that my wife, will she remain as a queen with me? Or will she remain a queen of the budgeted salary that I get? So it's not a matter of, are you somebody who's going to feed, or are you somebody who's going to give them their life the way they deserve to? How many people have kids in this hall? Do you remember the time when you saw your son or daughter for the first time? I still remember when I saw my elder one for the first time, I held him in a hand. And I told him, you know what? You will live like a prince. And that is why I'm still here. And I don't break promises. I don't break promises. And the fourth reason, when I started, the two people sitting there, AVP Sachin and AVP Kavita. AVP Sachin is my friend. I know him from as much as my age. You know what? He got me in the business. He remained a friend. And he gave me another friend, AVP Kavita. And that's why I'm still here. Because I made a promise. Because the day I started, I was told, hold my hand for 5 years. In this journey, you and me, we'll fight. We'll cry. We'll laugh. We'll have fun. We promise you, we'll not leave your hand till the time you reach there. We only leave one promise from you. You will not quit the business. And don't break my promises. And that is why I'm still here. Why every time there's a small problem, you shake like this? Every time there's a small challenge, your belief system gets shaken up. And there is no answer. Like yesterday night, Datusri said, answers are in you. Outside, nobody can give you an answer. But I don't know about you, I know about myself. That I have one reason to do it. I have 2 sons to do it. I have 2 parents, a wife, and a friend, a promise to my friend to do it. What about you? So do you have somebody? Do you have someone? Do you have some promises to keep? Because if you don't have that, then you have no reason to come and cry to anyone. It's your life. Live the way you want to. And I'll give you last line, which my grand upline, AVP Dev said. So we were sitting in a cafe, all of us. And he asked, what do you think it requires to do or to have to succeed in this business? And all of us were telling one or the other reason. You know what he said? So this is for the Indians. Okay? And then I'll translate. बहुत दम चाहिए. पता है कहां पे? पता है कहां पे? है क्या? And people who don't understood, you need balls of steels to do this business. So do you have that? Do you have that? दम है क्या? कितना? So question is, do you have it in you? Do you have it in you? And do you have the दम? जिगर में दम है करने के लिए? अगर है, तो I love you a lot. Best of luck. Keep doing it. And all your promises, you will fulfill them. Because you made the promise. Because your family deserves the best. Because your son and daughter need to live like prince and princesses. And your wife needs to live like a queen. Because you are the king of your own kingdom. Love you. Take care.